Right, so we are live. Hello and welcome, and get your questions in. I'm gonna go and check the Facebook page. I decided to go for a walk this morning, so I'm just literally back because it's gonna be raining all day, and I really enjoy walking in the rain, so I thought I'd just get that walk out of the way. So I haven't got the question up, but I know there was one question from Chuxi. Meanwhile, put your questions in. Here we go. I'm just going to read it to you rather than get it up. So she's asking, she says, Hi, hi, if you give in to a craving, is there a punishment like Pavlov's dog to stop you from doing it again? Um, this is very interesting because there is no punishment with Pavlov's dogs. Pavlov's dogs were dogs, they rang a bell every time they were feeding these dogs so that the dogs got conditioned to getting fed when that bell was ringing. And then what happened was, as soon as they rang the bell, the dogs would start salivating and drooling. And that's literally what we're talking about. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, what the punishment is. But yes, you can train yourself to, like, every time I eat something, I can punish myself. But I really don't recommend that you do that. It's a really bad idea because why would you want to punish yourself? This is not coming from a place of loving yourself and being compassionate and empathetic towards yourself. So you're just gonna feel miserable even if you're not eating whatever it is that you crave. So it's not something that I would ever recommend that you do. Um, well, thanks for the comments about my hair. Fancy hair color, yes. So this color was called dark tulip, and it was supposed to be quite dark. And I don't find it as dark as I was hoping that it would be. So it's a little bit more like you won't miss me when I'm out walking. Let's put it like that. Tanya loves it. Good. Nice bright hair. Hi, Steph. Yeah. So yeah, I would never recommend that you do anything that is punishment. But having said that, I can't remember what the device was. I heard about this several years ago. It was a company that I don't even know how it worked, but every time you do something that you don't want to do, it's sort of giving you a small electric shock. Nothing like super harmful, but obviously a little bit unpleasant, so that it kind of gets your brain out of that automatic mode and just like shocks you into reality so that you get a reality check. And that's what I was talking about with Jared before when he was saying it's going to get the rubber band. Just put the rubber band, but you're going to have to do it yourself, obviously, on your arm, and then just like when you need to get back to reality, you just flick it to get yourself back to the present moment. I've seen a sitcom years ago where whenever a person was talking about a toxic partner, they would rip a band-aid off of his body, so he related the name with pain. Don't know about real life usefulness. That's yeah. I mean, yes, I mean you can train any behavior, whether that's with positive or negative reinforcement, but positive reinforcement is always going to work better in the long run because A, you're gonna feel better doing it, so you're gonna be motivated to want to stick with it, and B, what I was gonna say was like negative reinforcement is just like forcing someone to do it. So you're gonna build up resentment against doing it, even if it's yourself doing the punishment. And at some point you're just gonna go into fuck it mode, most likely. So not a good idea. Steph, hi, I'm gonna get on YouTube and like it too. You're more than welcome. You can come and like all my streams. Carnivore cat. I've twice fallen off the wagon and won't do it again. Hard to get back on track. Well, yes, because you're telling yourself that it's really hard to get back on track and you have to go, and I mean, it is, but also you know that you're going to have to go through this sort of like the breaking of the cycle, and it's always painful in our heads. We don't like feeling that because we don't like feeling negative emotions, and it's going to be very unpleasant to sit with the cravings, or even if you're resisting them, that's going to be super unpleasant. So yeah. Yes, you sent yours on Facebook and I just answered it. So if you didn't hear it, you weren't here on time. I always start with the Facebook ones. I'm not going to answer it again. You have to start watching from the beginning. CBT uses rubber bands. I used it in therapy many years ago. Yeah, exactly. What the hell? We have helicopters here. Can you hear it? It's very loud, at least for me. So, more questions. Otherwise, I'm going to have to answer it again. Um, what I want to say as well, something that I'm going to post about it in the Facebook group today. On Saturday, so it's not the 5th that I said because it's the 5th on my Sunday, it's the 4th on most of yours Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we normally have our weekend Zoom hangout. This weekend we're going to do a longer version which will be 90 minutes and we're going to have like a virtual coffee meetup. So if you want to take part of that, then get over to the Facebook group because I'm going to announce it there and you will get all the link and everything there. I'll see how that goes and how it works. And if it's a good thing to do and we have people that are not in my Facebook group who wants to participate, let me know because I might open it up to other people. But right now, I want to control who is there because I want to have good people there. And I know that all people in my Facebook group, they're good people. And I want to build this trust in the group where you actually feeling comfortable with each other and learning from each other. So, Priscilla, hi Pim, I'm a new subscriber. Welcome. Thank you. We like new subscribers. Okay, you can't hear the helicopter. Good. I like my microphone. It's actually it's filtering out that stuff a little bit. I think I might have a filter on somewhere where I don't even know. Very specific. I have very specific goals this year. Currently working on a one-arm push-up. Awesome. Already managed to half-ass it, but by summer I want to do it perfectly. Can't let any fallback get in the way of optimal progress. That's so cool. And I don't think my brain believes that I could ever learn to do a one-hand push-up, but the thing is that I have some long-term like problems with my wrists, so I can't really bend it the whole way without getting a lot of pain. So it would probably be easy for me to do one push-up rather than two. But if I did push-ups, I'm doing them on my fingertips or my knuckles for that reason. And I probably should just stretch every day and do that. But I'm not motivated to do that. Fucking hell, Alex is here. But I'm coming to you, Alex. I read a study once about smokers and they learned that telling themselves to say, I'm not going to smoke, made them want to smoke. Yeah. They said their brain doesn't equate no to no. Brain needs redirection. Yeah. That's what I'm always talking about. Like, look at what it is that you want and not what you want to avoid. Because when you want to avoid something, you're always focusing on that. And you're just telling yourself, like, you're telling your brain this word, like ice cream. I don't want ice cream and ice cream and ice cream. And your brain just hears ice cream. So, of course, it's going to want ice cream. But if you're like, I want whatever is in my future, I'm looking forward to this, then you're redirecting your brain to think about something that is positive and that will help you on your journey. I'm so bummed my Facebook will not load on my laptop. Cannot get into it. Ow. What about your phone? Alex, I'm surprised that you're here. You're always ditching my streams, unless you're on them. I asked my girlfriend how handsome I am. She said, you're an 8 on a scale of 10. I still don't understand why she wants me to urinate on the skeleton. Hmm. Of course you would say something like that. You're here to help, are you? Okay, this will only be the first step. Next is free handstand, then one arm handstand, then handstand push-up. Final goal, one arm handstand push-up. I love fancy nonsense exercise. Yeah, that's how we impress people. Hey, if you can do a one arm handstand push-up, everyone will be like, whoa, really? So it's cool to do things like that. And sometimes I think we should do more things just because we can, not because they're useful, just because we enjoy doing them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yep, for sure turns on the obsession. Yeah, always loved martial arts and freestyle movements. Yeah, it's not necessarily my sort of I don't have the body build to do that, I think. I'm more of a lift heavy weights kind of person. That's how my body is built, so that's probably what I'm always going to be better at. But I'm always amazed by people doing all these things. I need to practice that more and more. Yeah. And it's easy to practice. I mean, you just have to remind yourself. I am helping by making you look good. How does that make me look good? I'm associated with you, so if you are coming on and being a bit of a dick, then I'm gonna look like a dick. Isn't that how it works? Just checking. I need more questions. Why are you so slow today? I'm just gonna sit here and whip you into place. Come on, give me questions. Otherwise, we're gonna finish early. I'm wondering if there is or something else that I wanted to say. I already told you about the coffee meetup, so that's done. Not really. I know some people were asking me about the next challenge, and I am going to run the challenge in February. Today is actually February 1st here. I'm probably going to start it on Monday the 13th, but I'm gonna reserve that date because I'm having to think about it. I'm gonna make some changes to the challenge again, not because it wasn't great the way that it was last time. It's more that I have always made a point of giving personal feedback to everyone on the homework, and it took many, many hours, and it was totally wearing me out because I couldn't get anything done. It was just like challenge all week long. So I'm going to change the format and I'm going to open up for more like those of you who want feedback are going to get more opportunities to get feedback, but I'm not necessarily going to give feedback to everyone. So for people who are not engaging, sorry, you're going to miss out on the feedback, and people who want the feedback, it's going to still be available to you. So that's just going to help the people that are really motivated to do it. And to be honest, those are the people that I'm most motivated to help as well, because I know that I can help you. If you're not motivated, I'm not going to be able to help you. So it's literally, we're both wasting our time. So there it's said. I are not has questions. Rah. Yeah, you must have run out of questions because you always had a billion before. See, Steph has stayed off the cheese since the challenge. It's working. It's always working when you do it. I love it. Are you aware of any neurologic studies on the sugar substitutes like monk fruit compared to sugar? You know, the MRI type. No, I am not. Sorry. I don't even know if anyone has done research on monk fruit. If they have, it's probably quite new. Actually, I remember there was another question, but on one of my videos, my video from 2 days ago. I'll get to it. To what degree would you warn people against dropping all plant matter all at once when changing to carnivore? Are we still there, Alex? Wasn't this like your question several months ago? Um, I don't really have an opinion about that. I think when you're eating like a lot of plant matter, a lot of fiber, if we're talking about fiber, many people get something that we call like a lazy colon, which means that the fiber is driving the poo straight through you. But when you're not having the fiber, it's like there's nothing there to push. So your body is just not used to that, and it's just getting really freaking lazy, and you will sort of get constipated. And it's not because you're getting constipation, it's just because your colon isn't used to working under those circumstances. And that will usually resolve itself, but you can always take like magnesium or whatever. So I don't and then you added regarding potential gut issues down the line. I wouldn't say that I know enough about that. I haven't heard about a lot of people having that problem, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. I know Bart has said something about it, and I don't even know what it is. So you better go and ask him. Go to his Q&A. He will give you a better answer, for his opinion anyway. Uh, I have read to slowly progress into as someone who didn't. I do not recommend my path at all. Okay. Did you get gut issues, or was it something else? Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah, but not on monk fruit. Was what I was saying. So yeah, there are studies that like the sugar is absolutely lighting up the brain. We know that it's stimulating the reward system. There's no doubt about it. And I've recently had someone tell me in a PM that I quit heroin and that was easier than quitting sugar. Go figure. Because sugar is everywhere and we're used to eating and people are pushing sugar on you everywhere. It's not going to be easy. So let me find that question. I'm going to read it aloud. So someone wanted me to talk about the GKI, so that's glucose ketone index, because it's a great metabolic marker for how metabolically fit we are or how insulin resistant we may still be. And then they said, I've noticed that my numbers are different when I am on keto compared to now when I've been carnivore since 2017. Do you know why it may be different on carnivore than on keto? I hope I explained it well. So I tried to suss out what it was, and I was asking what the GKI was, and I got the answer. My average is 2.5. So 2.5 is indicating a therapeutic dose, therapeutic range of ketones. So if you're someone who has any sort of serious disease like cancer or whatever, and you want to be in what they call deep ketosis, you should have a GKI under 3. So 2.5, if that is, because I only got that one, I didn't get the comparison, but if that is the GKI that you have on carnivore, that's fine. I don't know what the problem is, and I don't really know why you would say that is a good metabolic marker other than showing you that the blood sugar is under control. My GKI, I'm just gonna pull up. I have some data from when I was tracking my ketones and my glucose when I was checking if there was a correlation with that and my headaches. When I had a blood sugar issue for the first week on zero carb, my GKI was anywhere 3.9 was the lowest I got to, and up to 11, which is really, really not a lot. And then when it dropped down to my normal glucose level that I now know is normal for me, which is, 70s, 80s, my GKI is always between 1.5 and trying to see 4.2, literally. So it's always in therapeutic ketosis or optimal ketosis, which is supposed to be for weight loss. And I'm not losing any weight being there. So don't take that too seriously if you think that that's going to help you lose weight, because I'm constantly there. I'm never up at, unless I'm actually eating carbs, I'm never up at the really high ranges. So the reason for the difference would be if you're eating a proper high fat ketogenic diet, you're going to get a lot of fats, and a lot of fats will help you produce a lot of ketones. So you're going to get lower on the scale because you're going to get more ketones, and that's it. If you're eating a carnivore diet and it's very protein heavy, you're going to get more gluconeogenesis and probably get your blood sugar up a little bit and maybe not produce as many ketones. When I measured my ketones, if I'm having a high fat meal, my ketones go through the roof. I create a lot of them. If I'm eating a moderate fat ketone meal, or moderate fat meal, my ketones are still fairly high, but they're not through the roof. So I think It's mainly because you probably eat more fat when you're on keto, but it could also be because you're eating a lot of protein, which it drives your blood sugar up a little bit. So that's what I would expect, and that's, I mean, I don't know what your GKR was on keto, but if you want to be really, really low on that scale, you're going to have to eat a lot of fat. Okay. I wonder how gut issues can develop months after doing 100% carnivore switch from SAD. As far as I've heard, microbiome changes on a daily basis. Yeah. I don't really know either, but if there is a microbiome change and it's, you remove all the fiber, you have a change in your microbiome, and there might just be like some low grade inflammation going on for a long period of time, maybe. I'm just guessing now. And then at some point it might just flare up for whatever reason. Do you think that the perfect chocolate bar will inevitably contain heroin? That's, I mean, they put, you know, Coke in Coke. So it feels like that would be going back in the development a little bit. They should have done that like 50 years ago. Because now they're so against all the drugs that it probably not going to happen. I had horrible cravings, even dreams about sugar and carbs. I went carnivore overnight. No gut issues, actually opposite. I feel I got lucky with that because I did have an ulcer previous year. Okay. Steph, I had diarrhea the first 14 to 18 days of a standard carnivore diet. Then my gut got normal unless I had a lot of hot fat. Then it gets diarrhea. I only get constipated if I have a lot of cheese. Interesting. Yeah. That's kind of lucky that it was just 14 to 18 days. I mean, I know of people that their guts can still be a little bit dodgy and go back and forth for, months on end. But like the bad periods are probably going to be like maybe less severe or not for lasting for as long. So as long as it's moving in the right direction and you're not actually having some massive damage or whatever, it's probably something that you just have to deal with. Just don't go back to eating carbs again, because then you have to go through it again, probably. Yeah, before carnivore, on and off constipated for 20 years. Jesus. Alex, you have so many good questions today. Why haven't we discovered aliens yet? Because the scientists are always resting on the, I don't even know what that is. SETI. I can't laugh at this joke because I don't understand it. You're going to be like, oh. So funny. Let's see if I get like a message explaining it, like, Pim, you're so stupid. Right. Do you recommend tracking ketones? I made a conscious decision to not track anything due to the stress of it. No, not really. I was tracking my ketones for a while because I wanted to figure out if there, there was something going on with my blood sugar and my ketone levels or whatever, and when I'm getting headaches. So what I could tell is that when my blood sugar would drop too low, I would get a headache. But I'm not sure that that is the whole truth because it doesn't stay there. But once I get there, even if the blood sugar goes up to my normal, I need that little bit of carbs to get me out of the headache. So I'm not sure if that's the whole truth. Well, it probably isn't the whole truth, but that's what I could tell. So if I would run normal for like, let's say 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden I get a drop in blood sugar, it will definitely have something to do with the headache. Morning, Pim. Have you ever heard anything about carnivore and genetic disorders? Not autoimmune. My nerves aren't talking to my muscles. Nope. I'm not sure what. Do you know for sure that it's a genetic disorder? I mean, epigenetically, something could have been changed, obviously, to make that happen. Yeah, no, I don't really know. And I think, I mean, what do you mean when you say your nerves aren't talking to your muscles? Is that completely? Or, if it was completely, then you obviously you're lame, so you can't, or is it like you can't move, or what is it? Do you still have like feeling in your muscles? Like if you poke them, can you feel something? Do you have those nerves working? Oh, Alex, seriously? I give up. I give up on your jokes. Yeah, got it. Search for extraterrestrial life. Yeah, you have to come on and read your own jokes so we can give them justice. 3 years diarrhea. Yay, fixed it recently though. Ox bile. Okay, so you clearly didn't have enough bile to actually deal with it, and it's pretty shit that it hasn't upregulated in 3 years. But I don't know what your history is, but clearly there's something there that is not working as it should. Shit. Intelligence. How ironic. You're just here to insult me. Husband answered the city question, not me. Are your headaches any better? Any improvement or more ideas on it? It got better for a while when I started taking iodine. So I was like, I wonder if this is what it is. And now I've had like a low grade headache on and off for almost 2 weeks. But I have also started taking borax again. So there might be that there's some like die off of God knows what that is poisoning me from the inside. So I haven't taken it for 3 days, and I took it last night, and I'm sort of fine. I can feel like a little niggle, but it's not bothering me. So yeah, I keep experimenting. So if that's it, this is not a carb headache. The carbs do not help with this type of headache. So I need to figure out what this is. So I think this is it. So in terms of the carb headaches, they have actually been a little bit better, and I don't know why, because I haven't changed anything. I'm just doing what I usually do. So sorry, I don't have any more answers. I most likely have a clogged gallbladder due to 5 years of veganism in the past. Jesus, yeah. Wow, what product do you use to color your hair? It's called. You know, I'll send you a link, Barbara. Show you, because I know where to find you. Just popping in to say hello to everybody. Too busy to hang around. Okay, bye. What are examples of positive rewards? Um, you mean from a craving or in general? I mean, a positive reward could be anything that you enjoy. Like whenever I've sat with a craving, you could just actually allow yourself to listen to an audiobook, or to, like, if I do this 15 times, then I'm gonna go and book a massage. And just knowing that that's going to happen. It could also be what I do with some of my clients. This is You are not going to see this as a reward, but your brain is going to see it as a reward. So every time you have successfully sat with a craving, we just take like one little marble and we put it in a glass jar. And then we just see that jar filling up, and it's very, very satisfying to just put that in there. And you get a little bit of a dopamine release from doing that. So that's kind of offsetting that uh, the deficiency, or like the lack of dopamine that you don't get when you're having that craving. No, I don't, but undiagnosed after 12 years, weakness in calves and forearms and throat. Neurologist says nerves aren't talking to muscles, happen suddenly. Can't walk or exercise much. Interesting. Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I have absolutely no idea. It's not really my expertise. I'm a biomedical scientist. I'm not a neurologist, but yeah, I would encourage you to keep searching for answers because that's something that really we need to sort it out. No, I electrolytes do not do anything. I'm eating salt until it comes out my ears. I take at least I think it's 450 or 500 grams of magnesium every day. Fingers crossed it stays at bay. I was there for 3 years, the chronic headache. Yeah, it's not fun. I mean, I've had headaches my whole life, pretty much. And most of them disappeared when I went low carb, but they started coming back a little bit. So I think to some degree they are hormone related, but I think that's more of a kind of a trigger that kind of pushes it over. So it's something else going on as well. Did I miss something? Has greatly helped my pain and energy levels, though, but I only need a couple of days of meat to do that. So then I binge. Sorting out my eating, though, feel too good on it to eat shit. Okay. Sorry, I'm struggling understanding what you are saying. So I I'm assuming now that carnivore has helped your pain and your energy levels. And why would you then binge? Or do you not binge because you feel too good on carnivore to binge? I'm not sure I understand. Sorry, you have to repost what you actually mean because I can't figure it out. I am having die-off symptoms too. Taking Lugol's and oregano oil at the moment. What are you doing to help with the symptoms? Thanks. Okay, since you're new here, what happened was I took borax for quite some time, and I took fairly high dosage, and I was doing fine. I didn't notice anything. I had a few like skin bumps. They weren't itching. They weren't a problem as such. So I thought it was just a little bit of oxalate dumping, but I was wrong. At some point, I got kind of sick of drinking the diluted borax, so I put them in capsules and started taking them like that. And I think that's just like the concentration was much higher at once. So something happened there, and I just got a lot of those bumps at once, and then they all started freaking itching. So I had some on my face, I had it all over here, my arms, not so much on my body, but towards the end I started getting them on my lower legs as well. So that was driving me insane. And eventually I thought, okay, this is not oxalate dumping because I can't, whatever I did to stop the dumping, it didn't help. So I figured it was probably a die-off symptom. So I cut out the borax and it slowly disappeared. It didn't go away straight away. It took a few weeks actually. And now I introduced it again. So what I'm doing now is that I'm actually just taking one capsule, and then about an hour and a half after, I'm taking probably like a tablespoon of activated charcoal to help with mopping up any um, any harmful substances that are being released from anything that is dying. And that's not going to mop up everything, probably, depending on how much there is. And there's a limit to how much. Um, can you still hear me? I have like a wheel spinning on my screen. Okay. And there's a limit to how much that the charcoal can actually bind. So if there is a lot, then obviously some of it's still going to get out into my body that I have to process and get rid of myself. So that could be what is happening with the headache, etc. You're taking Lugol's and oregano oil. That's interesting. I mean, I have my iodine here, so I'm taking the iodine as well, but only like a couple of drops per day now. Any thoughts on the range of? Oh yeah, I got distracted. Yeah, there's a limit to how much activated charcoal I can take without getting constipated was what I was going to say. So if I take like 3 tablespoons, I'm probably going to get very constipated, and that's not going to be pleasant either. So don't do that. And I've did 3 days in a row, and then I had 3 days off. So it's not kind of the normal protocol. People are usually saying that you should do, like if you do borax, 5 days on, 2 days off. But I find that I wanted to see if the headache would reduce. So now I'm starting again, and it did reduce. So I'm going to see if it comes back now and try to take borax for 3 days again. Always a scientist, and I'm suffering for it. Right. Any thoughts on the range of normal, number 2 on carnivore? I only had 5 movements this year, every 6 days. Oh, okay, we're in January. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant for a whole year. I wonder if it's just the 99% bioavailability or if I'm undereating. No, I think that's, I mean, I go much more regularly than that, but I am not 100% carnivore, as you know, so there might be some blueberries or whatever. So I think that most people probably go a little bit more often than every 6 days, but it doesn't really mean that you're under eating, because it is, the food that you're eating is very bioavailable, so there isn't going to be a lot of crap coming out. Alex, now you're just being rude. If any rain lands on your head, do you hear Prince? Actually, it didn't rain. That's why I went for a walk early today, because it's going to rain the rest of the day. Jesus. Lol, at salt coming out my ears. Yeah, I'm a saltivore. I eat a lot of salt. I have a lot of salt on my food. I put salt in my egg coffee. I pretty much put salt everywhere. And I'm not doing the salt water anymore, but I could. It's just I haven't noticed any difference when I'm doing it and when I'm not doing it. So it's just a pain in the ass to do it. Sorry, Pim, first time in the chat. It's fine, but just write it again so that I understand it. And I get that many people have like autocorrect and shit. So when you get that, my brain cannot translate from autocorrect to bullshit. So just try again. You're welcome. Oh, yes. Barbara, this is Alex. He said he's going to help you if you need help. Now he's talking to you. I forgot that you two haven't spoken. So now I can introduce you. I don't even know why Barbara is here, because she doesn't understand what I say until the subtitles are coming up. Love the hair, Your Highness. As if you haven't seen it already. When I did it, it was like, what's happened? Weren't you supposed to be busy now? I thought you had something on at 8. Yes, Alex, email me. So, that's it. Have you got more questions? Especially KLC, put your question in again so I can understand what you're saying. So Alex and Bart, they are only here to be rude. I shall. Your video on Paul from Norwich was your funniest to date. Is that so? Steph. Thanks, Pim. Have a great week. Well, thank you. Week? What? It's Wednesday here. I suppose I have some of the week left. KLC, where are your words? Are you posting again or not? Anyhow, I really don't have any more announcements to make, so the only thing I want to say, since Bart is here now, who was it that asked other than Alex? If you want to ask Bart something, anyone, go on his Q&A. Saturdays for you guys, most of you, Sunday for us, and ask him. That especially goes for Alex's question with, fiber, etc. Okay. Don't worry, Pim. No one can understand it. Been to every specialist under the sun and no joy. Yeah. But what I didn't understand was what you were saying about you feel better on carnivore, but you eat it for a few days and then you binge or you don't binge. I didn't understand that. Anyhow. Bart and Ted are out of control without you being there to moderate them. Lol. Well, isn't it great? Then they can be all out of control. It's perfect. It's as it should be. I watched your 10 things I need to stop telling myself video. Took lots of notes. Thank you for all you do. You're welcome. I hope you're not telling yourself those things. Those are things that most people, well, not necessarily all of them, but there are things that we just tend to automatically tell ourselves without even thinking about it. And it can be very, very detrimental. Yes, you are too late. But if you have questions, you still have time to put them in. But soon we're going to wrap this up unless there are questions. Stick to carnivore and see if healing starts, but you have to stick to it. And if you can't, try keto or carnivore. Yeah. I want to check out that video. Well, go and do it. It's on the channel. It was released 2 days ago. And it's pretty darn good, I must say myself. Of course I'm going to say that. It's my video. Right. Okay. No more questions. Oh, Jim, thank you so much. There is a question. Now I'm like deciding. Now I'm going to stop. Thank you, Jim, but no question. Thank you so much. Here's one. Do you have any recommendations of starting to get your hubby to stop buying crap so it's easy for you to resist? No, I do not. You cannot force other people to do things. Like you need to deal with your own shit. Whether your hobby is buying crap or not does not have anything to do with you and your decisions. You just have to make your decision that I'm not going to eat this crap, and then you're going to have to work on your mind to make that happen. Right? So if you've been doing my challenge or anything, you should already know how to actually handle the cravings, how you can allow the cravings. You just have to do it. And it feels uncomfortable to do it, but if you're doing it, then you're going to get there and you're going to learn this. And it's going to be easier for every day that you're doing it. So that's it. And if you want to help to do it, you can join my program or like send me an email and ask questions or whatever. But it's doable. So start focusing on yourself and don't focus so much on what your husband is doing, because that's never going to be efficient or successful. I was here, but also working and had a call come through and ask a follow-up. Thank you for fielding my question. You're welcome. Thanks. Hope you'll get better soon. I am doing something similar, taking zeolite. It is supposed to be similar to charcoal. Okay, yep. I definitely need to work on not telling myself a few for sure. Yeah. I binge, but I'm going a lot better at sticking to carnivore. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, who knows if carnivore is going to help with that? But if you're not even trying, then you will never find out. So, and I can tell you that binging on crap is not going to help. I think we know that. So something has to change. Not hitting the like button is a leading cause of continued cravings. Yes, you will never be able to stop unless you hit the like button. Use the crap as craving trigger training habits. Same as in store. Walk through the crap side. Yep. Oh, let's see what this is. I'm going to translate. I have one questions, apparently. What the fuck is this shit talk? Where is Yellow Ted? Yellow Ted is where he should be, not in my office. Ah, Jesus. Bye. So cheating while at work. What do you mean? Will my penis operate with more efficiency on carnivore? Why don't you try it, Alex? I don't have one, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Yep, boyfriend eats crap, but sometimes he's forced to eat what I make. Yesterday he had a bowl of ground beef, nothing else. Baby steps for him. Yeah. I mean, if you're in charge of the cooking, sure, you can just cook whatever you want that you would like your partner to eat. But if he goes shopping, I mean, you can't stop him from going shopping. You can ask him, like, hey, maybe, do you have to buy all of that stuff? And maybe he says, yes, I do. And then you just, okay, then I'm going to have to work on my cravings. We can always put the request out there, but you can't force anyone to not buy it. He's an adult. He has the right to choose for himself. Right. I think that's it then. See if I can actually stop it now or if we're going to get more questions. So, thank you very much for being here. Bring your questions again next week. I didn't put a post up this week in the Facebook group asking for the questions, but I said I had an event up. And if you're on Facebook watching, next week when I put the event up, you can ask your questions in the under the event, and I will see them. Okay. So thank you very much. I'll see you later. Bye.